Well, here we are again. It's another Friday night. It doesn't seem like 7 days since the last one. It's episode 317 of the Synth Network live show. We are live. It's just gone 7 p.m. here in the UK. Welcome, one and all, wherever you might be around the world. Let's just get this out of the way. Yes, I've had my hair cut. Okay, so there we go. It's done. No need to talk about it anymore. Let's crack on with the show. We've got some news topics. We're going to maybe do some speculation as well about what's going to be happening next week at Superbooth. But we do have some interesting things to discuss, some nice new bits of gear. But before we do any of that, we need to remind you, of course, to give us a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and do share us around like your best friend at a party. But of course, if you want to comment, you can do so in the chat, whether you're watching on YouTube. I was going to say LinkedIn there, but that's not where we broadcast. YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. You can comment on all of those, and we see all of the comments come through. I think the vast majority of people are on YouTube, so if you want to kind of like mingle, that's probably the best place to be. But you can do so throughout the show. Of course, if you're watching on catch up, then thank you for coming back and watching. And you can obviously leave your comments underneath in the comments section, which we do read every single one. And we appreciate the input. We are, as we always say, community funded, so therefore we rely on your kindness and your generosity, and boy, do you show that to us in spades. And there are a number of ways that you can do it. I'm sure most of you know this, but if you're new to the channel, then we have a Patreon page where if you subscribe for a minimum of $2 a month, you get access to loads of cool stuff, free stuff. Everybody loves free stuff. So we've got loads of patches for synthesizers, both hardware and software. We've got exclusive video content, ad-free video content. Just last week we had a massive discount offer with Cherry Audio. That's now run out, by the way, kids. But when ours ran out, they started their own one. So there's still loads of bargains to be had at cherryaudio.com. But you got that because you were a Patreon member. So you got some really fantastic bargains. I've got lots of messages from people throughout the week saying, thank you, I've now completed my collection. I've bought SynthStack 6 and it saved me loads of money. So thank you to the guys at Cherry Audio for doing that. And thank you to all our supporters. Patreon is a great place to support us. And you get lots of content as well. So go and fill your boots. Lots of decent sampler instruments. And there's some new presets going up. I'm hoping to get them up before we go away to Germany next week. But got some new presets for the Mercury 8, courtesy of Gare at Custom Sonics, as he always does. Throw us some great presets. By the way, Gare has got a bank of sounds for the Crumar DS2, completely free of charge, over at cherryaudio.com. So you can go and grab those as well, and they're very good. So that's one way you can support us. Another way you can support us is through merchandise. We have all sorts of goodies, clothing, accessories, love-making toys. No, we don't have any of those. We're going to have socks soon. I keep promising socks. I need socks. So I'm going to do some socks with the Synth Network logo on. But there's loads of stuff on there. Go and avail yourself of some goodies and wear the badge with pride. Let everybody know that you're a watcher of Synth Network. We've got some exclusive stuff that only me and Peter have got, which we will be wearing at Superbooth. It's not as elaborate as last year's one, because last year's one I made the great mistake of putting the year on the shirt, which now renders it useless. Because if I wear that, it's like wearing last season's football shirt at the ground. Oh, I ain't got a new shirt. So we've got these like standard shirts with some logos on, but they don't have the year, so they don't date. So that's always good. But go and buy some merch. That would be lovely if you could do that. Outside of the show, if you're wanting to interact with fellow Synth networkers and the like, you can do so through our Discord channel. We've got a channel there. And loads of different sub-channels for different topics. So if you want to sell stuff, if you want to share your music, share somebody else's music, share some information, bring stuff to our attention, do it over there. It's fantastic. We're also on Facebook as well, which is probably our main social media presence, as well as YouTube, Blue Sky, Twitch, Instagram, Threads, and TikTok. The handle is at ProSynth Network. If you want to make a comment during the show, please make sure you stick a big Q in front of your question. Also put a question mark at the end because it flags it for us automatically, which is useful for people with bad eyesight like me. So, please do submit your questions and your comments throughout the show. We love you to get involved. It's kind of why we do this. So thank you for that in advance. And I believe that is all of the preamble, the housekeeping. Let's get that out of the way. Let's bring in our esteemed panel for the day. We've got, I'm going to be joined by three. So it's going to be a nice, even sort of thing on the screen, so it won't trigger anybody's OCD. Let's bring in Mr. Late Boy, because he has a tale to tell. Hello, sir. Turn your microphone on. Take your... He comes in late. All you need some plinky plonk piano music. It'd be like and just turn the screen black and white.
I just got bleeding comfortable.
I know, right?
Oh, there we go. Oh, hang on. I've just turned everything off. Hang on. Shit. Hang on. Oh, that's it. Everybody's back. Okay.
Audio professionals.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll teach me. Use
so,
trackpad as a
have you had an interesting day?
Yes, I've had a little bit of an interesting day.
Go on, share.
Got to see the sights. Went for a little drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
But why?
Well, at some point during the night, Lily decided it would be a brilliant idea to have a go at the cat that was out on the fence there somewhere. This is how we've perceived it. And ate a hole in the gate and went and chased the cat. The next thing we knew, we found that Lily was missing when we got up. And we've got accompanying music for it.
Oh, no. That should have been the music when you would... Yeah, anyway, go on.
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway.
And then we then we found out from a vet in Epsom she'd been handed in, and apparently she was trying to board a train to London. Where she was following this commuter who was trying to get to work, and and he spoke to this window cleaner guy who was driving by, and he goes, look, I've got to get to work. Do you know whose dog this is? And he goes, no. He said, I'll take him into the vet. And so anyway, she's chipped. And then we got this, I'm out searching, and in the meantime, we get a phone call saying, we think we got your dog. And there she was.
Trying to catch the 10:30 to Waterloo.
Well, actually, she was trying to catch, believe it or not, it's the 8:15 to Waterloo. Where she was she planned, I don't know, either a bombing or a bank raid, knowing her. Because that's the sort of dog she is.
It would be like an episode of The Littlest Hobo.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. I mean, that dog would walk beside the road. She wouldn't take the train. So, so that was quite an interesting morning.
Oh dear.
So,
but anyway, she's home safe and sound.
She's home. She was chastised a little, not a lot, because apparently she was a bit traumatised while she was at the vet. She wasn't particularly happy with that. And she got home. She's happy enough. The other Siri didn't know bollock her. Oh, my. And Nellie was very, very happy to see her, and they were being out frolicking and playing in the garden all afternoon,
sharing tales of escapes. Oh, yeah, well, I'm glad she's fine.
Yeah, it was a bit of a morning. It was a bit of a panic on.
Yes, I bet. I can imagine. Anyway, good stuff. Good to see you, mate. Let's go all the way up north to the Scotland.
Aye.
Hey,
Scottish lad. How you doing?
They're not so cold, Scotland, at the moment.
Oh, no, yes.
There's lovely, a big yellow thing in the sky.
Well, the clouds are on fire.
All good up north. It's all good here. Been a busy old week, but
good.
Working on this big beauty behind me here, so it's good to get back on that for a while. It's been probably over a year, maybe a year and a half since I've worked on that. So, Yeah,
It's
it's been a
normally
good
on
week.
the other side, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
There's a big gap.
I did program it over on that side, but I was doing the video and stuff for it today, so yeah, I had it under my aerial camera, so it'll go back on again. But and then I think I'm on to the it's gone. Minilog XD, and then the Prolog after that. So yeah, there's been quite a lot of requests.
Did you say Polybrute 12?
No, sorry. I've got a few to do before I get back on that, because I've also got the Delia to do, or the Delia, whatever way you want to pronounce it. I've got that one to do as well before. So yeah, I've got a few that I've not actually done any banks for. Oh, right. So I just kind of need to work through them, because they have been advertised on my page and not touched yet. So,
gotcha.
So yeah, it's been a busy week, but a nice week. Good weather and stuff up here, and training the dog in between patches. Yeah, he's doing well.
Yeah.
You trained him to catch a train.
Well, he did come in earlier on and says, "This train terminates at Cockfosters."
It's Hogwarts Express up that way, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Jeez, yeah. Anyway, good to see you, mate. As always.
Good to be back.
Good. And finally, Mr. Longhurst, how you doing?
I'm not even going to try and compete with any.
Have you had a dog escape at all?
Pinheck. At the 8:15 to Waterloo. Did Lily have an Oyster card?
No, I think her original plan was to take an Uber, but she couldn't get her mobile to work properly.
Anyway, yeah, it's been an interesting week. I'm working on a sort of an album project at the moment, which is based on historical figures from Tudor times, and I've been gathering together lots of samples and instruments, and I've just had the best time this week creating acoustic emulations of instruments from that era, using, of all things, the SH Max, which has just proved absolutely brilliant for it. I'm just really blown away with that thing, and various different downloads from Spitfire and whoever else. It's fascinating to get back into writing and actually having a purpose for creating the specific sounds that I need, which is great. It's been really good fun.
Good stuff. Excellent. Right, well, there we go. That's everyone. That's the panel. Hello, Siri.
Hello.
She looked right at the camera when I said that.
Meh.
Oh, look at she's gorgeous. Anyway, we've got somebody in our chat room we haven't seen in a very long time, and it's very bloody nice to see them. They've also left us some money at the door. Andy Brooks is in the house. Well done, Andy. Thank you so much, and welcome back. You've been missed every week. Where's Andy?
Yeah.
And I said last week, I'd spoken to him. He's fine. He's taken some time out, which is completely understandable, but it's so nice to see you back in the room. He's one of our mods. He's one of our favourite people ever. So it's all good. And he did assure me last week when we spoke that he will be organising the meal after Synth Fest UK in October. So be prepared for that one. Talking of meals, Ben Breslin and Carl Bedford have been organising our Superbooth meal. We're now up to around 45 people at this very large, thankfully, Chinese buffet restaurant. So everyone who's anyone is going to be there. So it's all good fun. We're hoping. I think Michelle Moog's going to be there. Dina Perlman's going to be there. Manny Fernandez is going to be there. Loads of people from Europe and from the UK, and so it's going to be really looking forward to that. So another good reason to come to Berlin. So thank you very much, Andy, for dropping in. Thank you, Andrew, for your 317, because it's 317 show. Thank you to Scott McAuley's hands. I am ignoring the hair comments, so don't worry. And of course, somebody else that's going to be joining us at Superbooth next week is, of course, the wonderful Amanda Chowdhury, who is also known as Cat Synth. There's loads of Americans coming over, but I did find out the other day that unfortunately Anthony Marinelli and his son aren't going to be there this year. They're taking a year off, so they won't be there, which is a real shame because they're lovely people and it's always good to hang with them. So anyway, if you're watching, Anthony or Dante, you will be missed. But hi, thanks for chatting with me the other day. And finally, Amanda wants to know, speaking of corks, got any for the mod wave yet?
Not yet. That could be on the cards, though. I've put a little bit of a query up on my YouTube channel regarding the wave state, and the Korg wave was the mod wave was another one. So yeah, after my playing around with the multi-poly, I think there's a good chance you'll probably see some for the wave state and the mod wave as well.
Excellent stuff. Oh, and look at this. Tanith has just become a YouTube channel member, so welcome. Of course, I forgot to mention, I always seem to forget the YouTube channel membership thing. It's exactly the same as Patreon. If you join the YouTube channel membership, you get all the free stuff as well. So, Tanith, you can go over to the posts tab on our YouTube channel, and you'll find all the links, and you can go and fill your boots with lots of free stuff. So, thank you very much for that. Now, before we crack on with the news, I want to just show this. This was a lovely thing that I got today. I'm just covering my address up there. This is a letter that we got from the Bob Moog Foundation with a handwritten note here from Michelle herself. And just to very quickly read this out. Thank you for your donation from the proceeds of Synth Southwest made on April 2nd, 2026. And it goes on to explain how our money works. But she does write here, and I just wanted to share this with everyone. Thank you, Peter and the PSN crew, for your wonderful support. We are deeply grateful for all of your efforts. Big Moog love, Michelle. So that was a lovely thing to get from Michelle. And of course, we'll see her next week, where we shall present her with a very special check just to commemorate the thing. She's had the money already. I'm sure she spent it. That's probably paid for her flight tickets. But anyway, she and Dina will be getting their presentation checks next week, and there will be pictures and stuff. Right, so there's been a bit of news. What we're going to do, there's not a huge amount, but I think there's some really interesting ones to talk through this week. And then we'll leave. I've got two pieces of music I want to play you as well. Users have been sending their music into the show, so I wanted to play some. And if you are a musician, you want to share your music, to an audience, a captive audience, then please do send it in to me. Usual rules apply. If it's a big file, send it via a file sharing service like WeTransfer, or what's the other one? Swiss Transfer is another one. And send it to rob@prosynthnetwork.com. And as long as it's not going to get us a copyright strike, then we'll play the music. And if it gets us a copyright strike, we send the boys round. It's as simple as that. So we're going to do that, but we're also going to speculate a little bit about what's going to be showing up at Superbooth, and see if we, see what we think. And then maybe next week, which we're hoping to do the show from Berlin, we can talk about whether we got any of that stuff right. So if you have any thoughts and ideas about Superbooth, do let us know in the chat. We'll stick them into the question section. Very quickly, thank you, Matt Evans, who sent Lily the train timetable. Clever girl. So thank you for that. Right, let's see. Let's start off. What should we start off with? There's some really interesting things. I'm going to start off with this because it's got me intrigued, and it's got my wallet trembling just a little bit. This is a brand new thing from a company that I think have done apps until now, and this is their first ever hardware instrument, which they've worked very closely with Cuckoo on. Short and sweet. This is the Svensson 49, which is fair rolls off the tongue. It's produced by a company called Orksy. It's from Sweden, and it's Well, I don't know what it is. They describe it as a digital keyboard with expressive sounds, a playful looper, and a personality of its own. No menus, just start playing and looping. You can see that on the front panel there. Let's see if I can get a close up. So it's a very, very simple interface. You have these 4 sections called drums, bass, bread, and butter. Interesting. Then you have sound selection and a history scroll thing, which we'll talk about in a little later. But these 2 colourful buttons here are probably the important ones, because these are the ones you use to loop your sound. So you start playing, and it just loops that stuff, and you can play different lengths of loops, and it will just extend, and it works. It just works. I was watching Cuckoo's video last night, and it's beautifully simple. Then you've got you've got 3 sound shaping tools here: tone, mood, and shape. That's it. I'm guessing that you've got some sort of filter going on in there, and envelope generator, and it's just some very, very simple, straightforward controls. Very small little red LED screen above there, and then you'll notice that there is a speaker grill, because there is a giant speaker. Now, if you watch Cuckoo's video, that speaker takes up around maybe half of the internal cavity behind the keyboard there. It's this big, long, very well engineered speaker, and I believe that is a bass port at the back there, just to kind of let the air move. They reckon it sounds incredibly good, this built-in speaker, and the overall design is really nice. It's nice piece of metal around 2 oak end cheeks. It's got a premium Fatar keybed in there as well, semi-weighted, velocity sensitive. Doesn't make any mention about aftertouch. I don't think that's really the point here. And then very simple connections at the back, a couple of USBs, one for power, one for data. You got sustain pedal, and you got your outputs and a headphone jack, and that's it. That's really all it is. What it doesn't say is where the sounds are coming from, how the sounds are generated. Is there is there some sort of digital synthesizer engine in there? Is it samples? It doesn't make any mention of that. So that'll be an interesting thing, and I'm hoping that these are going to be on display at Superbooth, so we can have a play with them. But the Svensson 49, I mean, it strikes me as an instrument designed for ideas creation and just kind of messing around and coming up with something, and then moving it on and doing something else with it. I don't know. Scott, you have a puzzled look on your face.
I do. I just wonder how much, I would say, as I would, editing possibilities are with it, or is it much kind of fixed sounds shape them?
Yeah, you've just got those 3 controls.
It kind of has that look of a modern age Casio tone.
Yeah.
The sort of, or the what was the Yamaha ones? The Porta Sounds? Was it
Porta Sounds? Yeah.
It's kind of got a modern look of that, but far superior sound, obviously. It's quite interesting.
Yeah. It's kind of got me
but
thinking...
the lack of knobs scared me.
But also, as some people are pointing out in the chat, a lot of people think that this is beautifully simple and distraction-free.
Yeah,
and
I can get that.
All you really want to do is just, maybe you just want a bit of inspiration. You just play around, come up with a loop, and think, oh, that's good, I like that. And then I don't know how you would dump that out, whether it saves the loops as MIDI, or whether you just audio output it to something else and then expand upon it. They don't seem to explain that side of things. But they are an app.
It did mention in the blurb there that you were sort of scrolling through on the site that one of the USBs, I think it was the USB USB-A does MIDI.
Yeah, there's audio and MIDI on the USB-A, and there's power and data.
Oh, it's the A, is it?
On the C. Again, this I like this because it's 2 separate USBs, one for power and one for audio MIDI, so that's good. But I wonder if with the audio, if it's got class compliant audio on the USB-A, could it potentially spit out its audio as 2 channels, or if it's through the data, could it potentially spit it out as stems? I don't know. I doubt it. Maybe it does the MIDI bit. So it'd be interesting to know if the looper is an audio looper or a MIDI looper, and how that works. It doesn't go into huge amounts of detail. They do say the price is expected to be around €899,
wow,
which is not cheap for a synthesizer that you can't really dig into, but very well built, and it kind of looks and sounds nice. The sounds, if you watch Cuckoo's video, which is good, like half hour long, he's done I think he's done pretty much all of the sounds in this thing, and they do sound very nice. It's got definitely got his his stamp on it. But I don't know, Andrew, your thoughts on this?
It's a bit teenage engineering table. I'm trying to work. I mean, I get it. For those that want a simple workflow, just want to get into a groove. Is there enough there to make it compelling? Can you clear just the take you did, but still keep the rest of the backing traps going, or do you have to clear everything? You can. You can
drop things in and out, and it rejigs the timing as well. So, if you do like four bars, and then you do 8 bars of drums, because you select the drum thing, you start playing the drums, and you go into 8 bars, then it automatically takes the 4 bars of your chords or your melody and doubles it up. So it can kind of do all of those little adjustments in the background, which I think is very cool.
But I can get an MPC sample for 300 and something quid.
True.
I've got the ELZ1 Play that does very, very similar things, but can get more complex, but can be that simple. There are so many things in this space. I mean, it looks very nice and it's got brown end cheeks and is very simple. I'm sure for education it might do well, but it just doesn't do it for me. The sounds are okay, but I've got good sounds on almost everything else. I'm wondering. I can't quite see the fit for this.
Where it fits in,
yeah. Doesn't appeal to me at all.
What concern? I think the first thing that concerned me is when Cuckoo mentioned that it's got this built-in speaker. I thought, oh, okay, a synthesizer with a built-in speaker. Then he shows the speaker itself, and it's one of these very cleverly constructed. It's long and rectangular, and it has ports, for moving the air around.
Waveguides
and it's custom made by Swedish speaker guru Ingvar Öhman, whoever they are. I've never heard of them, but clearly some people have. They say it's surprisingly loud and lets you play so other people can hear without additional gear. Perfect for living room jams, and that's, to me, screams hipster millennials, man buns, beards, potpourri, and that kind of stuff. That's kind of what it screams to me when I hear that kind of advertising pitch.
Did you just mention potpourri?
I did.
Oh dear,
that's a blast from the past.
I know, right?
I think this is something. This is a keyboard. This is a product that Kent's going to want to have. He's going to probably want to get 2 of them.
I saw him reaching for his credit card as the thing was playing.
Yeah.
No, that was his train ticket.
You have to check it's still there. Make sure she hasn't stolen it.
You like this, Kent? You think?
I did,
but.
Well, what it was this is quick and easy. I can just imagine myself scrunching down in bed, get a couple of dogs either side, and start putting some ideas together. And if it can then, you got those, 4 pre-programmed channels. They've probably got their own static MIDI channel assigned to them. Plug it into the DAW the following day and put whatever sounds that you do want it to play, and all that kind of thing. Okay. Yeah. And it's convenient. Don't look heavy. Yeah, you can hear it if you need to. If you don't want to be wearing headphones and all the rest of it. And I thought, do you know what? I wouldn't mind one of them just for a little, sit down and have a little tinkle kind of keyboard. And then I saw the price and went, no, sorry, no, sorry for that. It should be half that.
Yeah,
half that easily.
$499, I would say at a push.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, I couldn't give a monkey's testicle how the speaker's been bloody designed and whether it's like, oh yes, well Bugatti have these in the doors. Well, I couldn't give a monkey's at that price. No. So,
I mean, it's a premium build thing. So they've used the one of the better Fatar key beds, and say it's solid oak on the end cheeks and this metal wraparound case. So no expense has been spared in terms of the design and construction of this thing. But yeah, from an ability point of view, it's seemingly quite a bit of money for something that is fairly limited.
Yeah, I mean, I know there is a philosophy of, take something simple, put it into a very, very expensive case and sell it for a bigger price. I can understand that model, but seeing as it's a brand new company, it's one of those things where it's a tricky decision to make, and obviously they've gone for it. But I was fine until you were scrolling and I saw it said, €899. I went, no.
Yeah.
I was fine right up until then. If you'd said 350 or 400 quid,
it looks heavy as well, doesn't it? It looks it's going to be a heavy bugger.
But I mean, that's not what it's actually. It's not that what it's actually doing. So, how do I put this? You buy an electric bike to get to work or something like that, but you don't need wings on it and a cup holder, and so you got all this extra stuff. It does very, very little. It does it well, and it's neat and compact, and it's, as you say, non-distracting and all the rest of it. But it's got oak end cheeks and this, that, and the other, and a speaker that's been, designed by, I don't know, aliens or whatever, and all the rest of it, and it's pushed the price up, and it's made it sort of like, no, it's just flash now.
Yeah. Do you remember we spoke last Superbooth, or just after last Superbooth, about this company that had created a synthesizer that instead of having controls, it said, attack, sustain, decay, release, filter, cut off, resonance. It had moods, so you could dial in moods. Well, that's literally gone into production this week. It's been a year since. It's called the McAuley, and the store is now open, and this kind of reminds me very much of that. This is the McAuley website, and they're doing two different versions. They're doing a keyboard version, and they're doing a no keyboard version. Even this, as you can see, isn't cheap. These are pre-VAT prices, £825.
Wow!
But they are a small boutique company of maybe one or two people building these things. Their original unit was based on, he was telling me he was recovering old M Audio Oxygen 25 key keyboards, taking the mechanism out and then building cases around it. With this, apparently they have now got they're using pre-manufactured keybeds, but even for one without the keybed, $625 is a lot of money. But as you see there, you've got is it darkness, context, weighting, linger, focus, weight, stress, and clouding, and they're the only controls. But Peter and I played this, and it was fun, and it was really interesting to see how those emotions were interpreted in a musical way. And so when I saw this, I was very much put in mind of the McAuley, which is, as I say, has now gone into pre-production or actual production. Sorry, now. The other thing is that Auxey, the people behind this Svensson 49, as I said, they're app developers, and they have this app called Auxey Studio, which lets you make loop-based tracks on your iPhone. So I'm wondering, have they sat down and said, what else can we do with this app? Oh, maybe we can stick it in a keyboard. How would we do that? Well, we'll create our own keyboard, and we'll put the internals of this running on some sort of system on a chipboard inside. And you can get this, I believe it's free on the App Store. Yeah, there it is. Although this is the Swedish App Store. It is gratis. There are some in-app purchases. I don't know what they involve, but I just wondered if maybe that's what they've done, is they've taken their idea from the app and then just expanded it into a keyboard.
This has sort of a Prada business model attached to it somehow, Sort of like get a squirrel to piss in a bottle and call it £1,000 perfume.
Yeah, I'm hoping that if they're there at Superbooth, if by getting hands on with it, you kind of there's a moment where you go, oh yeah, no, I get this. I see what it's all about. But I don't know.
I'm sorry. I'm just looking at an advert here for an MPC Key 37 with a 37-note keyboard for $659.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
This.
Why?
Yeah. I honestly don't think that this is an instrument that is designed.
It's a bit arty, isn't it? I think.
It's kind of like, we can do this.
Reaching for the control, go, right, I just want to make this feel a bit more, I don't know, crippling debt. There we go. Oh, yes. And maybe a little bit more that itch you get at the top of your ass crack that you can't really get to. Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Like the sound of the bailiffs at the door.
The sound of avocado being crushed onto toast.
Little bit more gas bill.
Bank manager calling.
Yeah.
See, a little bit more of that. I went into the kitchen and can't remember why I went in there. Just a little bit more of that. There we go. Yeah, now I cannot remember why I turned that.
What Brilliant. I would do, if you're sceptical about this in any way, I would go and watch Cuckoo's video, because the guy has an infectious enthusiasm and a very unique style, and he goes through this thing and he goes into a lot of detail, and it's worth the half an hour of watching this just to kind of get an idea of what it can do. But I've got questions. That's where I'm at the moment. I have questions and I need them answering. So it's fun. I think it's an interesting thing. It's interesting. It's a different.
What's your first question? Why €900?
Well, why? I think I'll just short that question. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Excuse me.
Yeah. So no,
it's interesting. It's pricey but interesting.
My first question will probably be, what's making the sounds? So what are we looking at in terms of a sound engine there? And is there anything to take this beyond what's in the box, as in, is there a connection to an app? Is there a connection, how do I spit the sounds out? If I'm sat there on my sofa with my patchouli oil and oiling my beard and all this kind of stuff, and I'm playing
knitting yogurt,
knitting yogurt,
yogurt,
and I come up with really, really good loop, and I want to do something with it. What can I do with it? Can I am I just going to have to send it audio?
Exactly.
Or can I split it? Can I, what can I do? Yeah. That's what I want to know. And is it easy? Is there facility for that? But
can it power my lava lamp?
Yeah, quite. But no, I do. Yeah. Is it mining bitcoins in the background? Yeah. I'm interested. I'm definitely interested.
Yeah.
So we'll have a look. But between that and the Melancholytron, I think we've got kind of emotional sound synths.
Melancholytron.
Have you seen? James Dyson has just posted. He asked them if there were options for sound design via an editor. They said if there is enough interest. So I mean,
okay. So there's potential. Yeah.
€900.
Sorry, I've already upset Andy. He of extensive beard growth. Anyway, so there you go. That is the Svensson 30. Sorry. Svensson 49. There might be a Svensson 37 if they decide to do a smaller version. Maybe even a Svensson 61. But it's by Orksy. They're from Sweden. It's interesting to see something different out there. So well done them. Let's talk about something else that is interesting and different, although not completely unheard of, because this was announced just the other day. This is the Osmose CE, which is a MPE controller keyboard. It's not got the Hacken Audio engine in there. There is no internal synthesizer. However, it doesn't come without sounds. We'll explain more in just a moment. So this is the CE controller edition, is what the CE stands for. And the original Osmose is now kind of being referred to generally as the Osmose Synth because it has the engine inside there. And when you look at it, it's almost identical, other than the fact that it has a white, I believe, aluminium cover to it, which is very pretty, but I imagine will probably start to pick up the dirt. I don't know what the surface on it is like.
Powder coated.
Yeah, but the screen and the controller buttons and everything are all exactly the same. On the back, of course, you don't have any audio outputs. You just have MIDI connections and power and USB and all that kind of stuff. The overall footprint of this, the depth of the unit is less than the synthesizer version, but it's exactly the same Osmose keybed, which is this wonderful, 5 directional or 5 kind of motion gestures per key. It's a wonderful. I'm so glad I bought mine because it really does add something to what you're playing. But this is, of course, the controller edition, so it's got no Hacken Audio engine in there, but what they do provide you is an application called Control E, and Control E is a custom app which is also a plugin. And let me just bring up the Control E website. Here it is. So Control E sits as a plugin and has over 900 MPE expression ready presets, all using different synthesizer engines from different manufacturers, and those manufacturers include Expressive E, Vital, Dorsum, AAS, Kilohertz, GeForce, and Synapse. So the GeForce one is the map engine is in here, and then you've got Dorsum, Kilohertz. They've all got stuff in there. So essentially, you're getting to play with the map engine expressively through MPE. It's actually a really powerful plugin, and it's nice that they've not just gone for the whole here's a controller then you just off you go. This is a very specific controller. It's an MPE controller, so therefore you need to be able to play MPE sounds. So they've recognized that and supplied it with a piece of software that will give you that. So it's a lovely looking thing. I think the design of this, I always thought the original design was very nice. It's very simple, straight square lines, all that kind of stuff, and the keyboard that literally sits on top and there's no kind of shell behind it. If you are a existing Osmose owner like myself, do not worry, because you will very soon be able to have a firmware upgrade that will give you all of the functionality of the CE. You'll get the plugin, you get Control E free of charge as well, because the other thing with this is that it features pretty deep DAW integration. So where a DAW has got specific MPE support, so we're looking at Ableton Live, Cubase, Logic, and I can't remember what the other one is, it's gone out of my head, but there's about 4 DAWs that support MPE. This will support that as well, and you have DAW integration, you have transport controls, you can control the plugin from the screen on the Osmose as well, so it's really nice interaction. If you want to go and see exactly what it's all about, I highly recommend Nick Batt's video over at Sonic State, where he gets the guy from Expressive E to give a really, really good expression or the demonstration, shall I say, of what this is. No, I don't think the firmware upgrade disables the Hacken engine. The Hacken engine still remains. You basically get everything. So if you are worried that you've forked out for an Osmose Synth and then they bring this out with something new and completely different, don't. It's fine. You're going to get all the goodies. It's just not happening just yet. I guess they're still working on the final bits of integration, but it's all there. Price-wise, there's a 49-key version, which is $999, and then there's the 61-key version, which is $1199. That's euros or dollars, so it's going to be a little less in pounds, maybe, I don't know, $899 and $999 respectively. So it's not, it's not cheap, but it's certainly not. It's a lot cheaper than buying the actual Osmose Synth itself. And we also know that they are soon to release the new updated interface for the Hacken Audio engine, which makes it a lot easier to explore and move around. Again, go and watch Nick's video on that with the guys from Expressive E. So there you go. Kent, I'm going to come to you first because you had an Osmose. You were one of the early adopters. You did the whole Kickstarter thing. It was a slow, sticky, painful process until they all came out. But eventually they kind of sorted everything out. And, they are now solid machines. But you got rid of yours. Mm. You've then said, I'm sure I remember you saying in recent months, I wish I hadn't got rid of it, or I wouldn't mind getting another one. Is this an option for you?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe, because basically what this is what I wish it had been to start with. Mm-hmm. You got an integration in the door, which is what I wanted to use it for more than anything else anyway. The Harken engine, good. I'm glad it's not in it. I hate the Harken engine. It's a bit like trying to ship razor blades, but they still left it in the plastic box.
Ouch.
So I hate the Harken engine. I hate the sound of it and everything to do with it. It's disgusting. It's the Prophet 5 Rev 2 of all engines.
I
hate it.
Okay.
Because
potato.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's an engine that doesn't speak to me. There's other people who love it. I don't like sounds that sound like you're trying to cut your genitals off with a piece of glass. End of story.
Okay.
The price, love it.
Yeah.
Because one thing I hated about the original Osmose was you could tell that you were paying about 800 quid for an engine that you detested. So I've got the controller that I need from this at a good price. I love the white.
Yes.
Really do like that. But you're getting the facility and you're getting extra sounds, but it's up on the door. Love this. As soon as I get enough pennies into the suitable receptacle, I'm getting one of these burgers. Absolutely.
Indeed.
Yeah, love it.
Indeed. Yeah, it's. I mean, playing an Osmose is when I first played one, which was at Super 2-3 years ago. You instantly pick out those kind of Middle Eastern wind instrument sounds, and you start playing, and you think, God, this is brilliant. Yeah. And then you start playing more traditional, either synth sounds or acoustic instruments like pianos, and it gets really annoying because you need to rein in you need to adapt your playing style. And then they tell you, you can tweak the sensitivity, so you can almost turn all of the things off that you don't want. So if you don't want pitch bend per note by moving it left and right, well, you can turn that right down, so you can play it. And in fact, this does come with 3 configurations. One is as an MPE controller, one is as a DAW controller, and the other one is a traditional MIDI controller. So I don't know whether that means they've dialed down all of the settings.
Yeah, they're giving it different modes.
Yeah. But
basically, yeah,
you can say you can customize this to suit you, and I think it's worth persevering and learning to play it as a slightly different instrument. If you're a if you play the recorder, then you're probably going to play the descant, the treble, maybe the tenor. They've all got slightly different techniques that you would use based on the spacing of the holes and the size and everything. So it's kind of like that, but with a keyboard. The other DAW that it is, there is built-in DAW integration is Bitwig. So it's all the latest versions of Live, Cubase, Bitwig, and Logic Pro. I know Ian said in the chat that Reaper supports MPE. I wouldn't be surprised if more and more come on board as they adopt and deliver that kind of thing. But yeah, there you go, Andrew. Microphone on, please.
Sorry, I'm buying it right now.
There you go.
Yeah, you get.
I mean, it's. I wasn't going to. I don't have any money either, but I can sort of stick this on an interest-free credit card or something, pay it off in 3 months.
Well, buy me one as well then.
Buy us all one. No,
yeah. We'll have a chat. I just think this is such a good idea. But we've been talking about this for ages. I've been saying I wanted one, but I think a bit like Kent, I was wondering why it was so much. But I understood that some people like the Harken engine. I prefer the ice cream. But, yeah, now that it's doing this, and it's coming with that, shipping with that software package, and I've got loads of other things I want to play around with. I've seen what Mark Barnes has done with it. I've seen some of the stuff that some of your other guys have been playing around with it and doing things, Scott. I've got to have it in my life. I've always wanted it. This suddenly makes it affordable. And it's not cheap, but everything we talk about, ever since I've been on this show, I've always talked about articulation. This is the body. Yeah. This is the beastie for it. So I'm just looking up PayPal right now. Just about to press go. Well, here we go. Live on the show. 61 note 49.
61.
61.
Yeah, I went for the 61.
Yeah, I've got the 49, Andrew, and I miss you just need that little bit extra.
He misses those extra.
So yeah, Shona says the same.
My missus misses a little extra, but a lot extra. In fact. Right, so Andersons are about to get 1,019 of my pounds. So okay, I'll do this.
Is that what it is in UK? 1019.
Well, you can get it slightly cheaper. You can get it just under, but essentially, it's around about £1,000 for the 61, and it's £850 if you go for the 49.
That's not bad.
And PayPal do 3 interest-free payments. Boom, that's me done.
Sorted. Ordered. Excellent stuff. Scott. I mean,
I like the idea of this. Yeah, I've got the 49, which. I'm sure you're aware, Rob, but you can switch the modes in that as well to be a standard controller and things as well if you want it in the normal Osmose. I love it. I think it's great. Unlike Ken, I kind of gelled with that quicker than what I did with the Rolly Seaboard Rise. I just felt it was more of a hand-eye coordination thing because I'm not an amazing player. I need to see the keys. I can't just play a piano and sometimes I can, certain things I can. And what I found difficult on the Seaboard Rise was everything was black and it was getting my finger placement bang on those rubber keys. I just couldn't. I really had to focus on it. Whereas with the Osmose, they just look like standard keys, so you can kind of see exactly where you're at. And I think that's kind of what threw me off with the Rise versus the Osmose. But between that and there's certain things the Rise does that the Osmose doesn't, and things that the Osmose does that the Rise doesn't. So they're both worth having. But I love them, and this as a controller, and the fact that they're throwing in some software with it, and I'm quite glad that we're getting offered the software as well. To be honest, that's quite good. They're doing well. The Expressive E are doing very well with their controllers.
I've got a question for all of you that have already owned one, already do own one. What's the issue? To play MPE, you need multiple MIDI channels, which means USB rather than just standard 5-pin MIDI, right?
No. Really? No. It's signed the door to any channel. Yeah. Because it normally uses 15 channels and one is assigned to, the main control or something?
Yeah, so and Steve Elbows in the chat will happily school you.
Happily school me on that.
Because he's...
Yeah, DIN works. He's saying DIN works. That's mine's was connected via DIN and it was fine.
I mean, I use USB because it's right over there and I haven't managed to set up a MIDI interface over there. But, it's absolutely fine.
So that's Steve saying even WIDI works.
Yes, no, it does.
Now that may be a solution that I need to explore as well, but that's more money.
So,
right.
Yeah, no, it's. I think it's a really good. They're onto a really good thing here. I got a survey through, funnily enough, from Expressive E today. I don't know if anybody else got it, and it was just one of those kind of just tell us about what you think about Osmose and where we can make improvements. And I thought actually very early on that one of the controls on the Osmose was that you could move your finger up and down the key, so that it had some sort of capacitive surface on top of the key, and that you could do some sort of like Rolly Rise thing, but you can't. No. I'd like that. I would like as something you could switch on and off, maybe, because obviously your hands move and you maybe don't want that, but I would like that.
In a future development, you mean? So even if they had some sort of the technology that's under these slider pads that you get like on a sequential synth, that kind of technology under the key where you could,
There used to be a third-party company where you could put the stuff on the keys.
Oh, really?
And do the what they call the fifth dimension. Yeah.
But yeah, that was one thing. And the other thing that I said that I would really like is them to do, because they do these expressive suites where they team up with a software developer, such as the ones that we've seen, like AAS and Kilohertz, and they do the package where you can buy the plug-in and 300 MPE presets designed specifically, for that instrument. Or if you already own the instrument, you can just buy the presets. So they call them expressive suites. I want them to do an Arturia Pigments one because I know I've played some of Mark's sounds. Mark Barnes did a great bank for Pigments when he got his Osmose. It would be great to have some, I'm not saying that Mark's aren't good. They are very good. It would be great to have some more because that's an incredibly powerful synthesizer.
Yeah.
That when you marry it up with something like the Osmose, really does come to life.
And this is going to be like modular, isn't it? Once you get into it, everything then you have to go and get more MPE capable software. It's going to be stupid expensive.
You're going to want to get the Veer Harmonic suite.
Yeah, Veer Harmonic.
Fuck off.
Omnisphere 3, Omnisphere 3, Pigments.
Yeah.
There's some good stuff out there that really does. Again, Steve Elbows is your guy. I'm sorry that I'm sending all these people your way, Steve. You asked for it, mate. But no, we have often have conversations about
I'm sure Zebra 3 as well is MPE.
Zebra 3,
isn't it?
Yeah,
MPE,
it is now. Yeah.
And didn't Steve? You'll tell me in the chat. The Waldorf Protein, didn't that have some sort of MP? And I'm sure that had something in there.
Oh, you said Waldorf.
I did. Waldorf. Sorry.
You're supposed to have got Waldorf.
Waldorf.
Yeah, I need to get practice my German accent, don't I? So, yeah, it's all cool. But yeah, that's the Osmose CE, along with the amazing Control E plugin with over 900 expressive presets built in. Yes, Protein has MPE, so there you go. It's a £295 wavetable synth with all that control. I haven't actually played that.
Pigments would be sweet on it.
Yeah, Pigments would be amazing.
Yeah,
really good.
Nice.
So there you go. You can buy that now, as Andrew has just done. It's available to order, and looking forward to seeing one of those in Berlin next week. So, right, that is that. Let's do a quick one, and then we're going to take a little musical break. How about we very quickly look at this? This is interesting. So, this is Giorgio San Cristoforo, who makes very, very interesting, powerful software synthesizers, although they are not plugins. This is his latest one. It's called Homework, and it contains 3 modular workstations. So you've got this, which is the Eyes of Horus synthesizer. Then you've got this Buchler-esque synthesizer. And then there's a third one, which is a much more of a kind of traditional sort of ARP 2500 affair, and it's you can record it for 4 tracks in. You can see there's a little cassette port studio in the top right hand corner there, so you can record 4 tracks of your stuff within this thing, but it's not a plugin. But his stuff is incredibly well designed and very powerful. I've got his instrument, which is called Miele, which is 1,000 oscillator synth, which is brilliant for sort of drone stuff. Not that that's really what I'm doing, but Miele, where is it? Somewhere down here. It was an incredibly powerful thing, and even when you're running all 1,000 oscillators, there it is. That's Miele. The usage on an Apple M1 chip is pretty damn low, surprisingly low. But anyway, back to Homework. I love the look of this thing. I love the aesthetic, and I love the sounds of it. But I'm just always disappointed that none of these are plugins, and so it's completely standalone. Which again, some people might think, well, that's a good thing. It just gets you focused, and you're just messing around. But I don't know. What do you reckon? Anyone?
Yeah,
I would have preferred it to be a plugin as well, to be honest. But that's just my workflow. A lot of people won't. A lot of people will prefer to have that sort of no distraction kind of thing. But cool though, very cool.
It is, yeah. I mean, it looks great, I think.
It's not really a problem if you've got loop back.
Well, yeah, this is true.
You just assign it in the loop back and pass its audio through.
Yeah. I wouldn't even know where to begin with this part of it, but I can speak to a native VS. He'll probably give me some pointers. Seeing he's a
Well,
bit
it's
of a
booklet. It's
fan.
basically just rub your face against it, and that's about
Yeah.
it. They say create sounds.
And if you don't make any sound, you probably get to buy off the paint that they've used.
Yeah.
Although
Turn the
this
volume
is-
button.
yeah.
Turn the volume up. Yeah.
I like
and then,
this a lot.
Yeah.
I like this a lot. There's something to be said for create. The thing is, we used to do this with modular synths where we weren't syncing up to tape because we weren't in a big studio or whatever, and you just create things and you'd start creating loops of stuff and just having feeds. So you'd record a bit of it, 4 bars, 8 bars, 16 bars, whatever, for each sound or each part of it, and then you'd put them into something, and then you'd start structuring an arrangement. I love this way of working. It's interesting. I'd love to know what Andy, because I know Andy doesn't like computers, but Andrew, I think this would be the kind of thing that he'd like to play around with as well.
And is the tape an emulation of a tape as well? So have you got a little bit of flutter and wow and
Flutter.
is there any kind of
Let's have a look.
tape control
The synths integrate
maybe?
with the tape recorder and the effects, but it doesn't mention. 4-track
that would be
Porta
really
Studio
neat.
like cassette record with granular reverb, echo, and saturation effects. So a little
Okay.
bit.
The Eye of Horus is wild, organic, and warm. So I would imagine that means there's a certain amount of wow and flutter, perhaps. But who knows?
Yeah, no, I like that. I mean, it's a really nice concept, and it's not expensive. It's €25. Mac only at the moment, with a Windows version coming soon. However, and we said it doesn't come up with it doesn't come as a plugin, but he does say here to route audio to and from your DAW, use a virtual audio driver such as Black Hole or, as Ken said, Loopback, and then you can stick that in, so you can have it running alongside. As long as you, I guess, got because they recommend M processors only with this. So as long as you've got a decent powered computer to run everything next to it, yeah, it's good fun. Good fun. Andy says €25 might be fun. He says,
Yeah,
So,
that's what I'm thinking.
yeah, it's an interesting thing. And
You can hear him stroking his beard from here.
I know. Yeah. Go and check out his other stuff while you're there, because he's a very, very clever guy, and he's made some very interesting bits and bobs, and they're all about €25. So yeah, go and fill your boots. Right, let's play some music. We asked for people to send in their music for us to listen to, and you stepped up. People have stepped up and sent me music, and I'm going to play one track now. And maybe we'll try and squeeze another one in just a moment. This guy is the smarter, cleverer, better-looking brother of the lead singer of Shed 7, and that is the truth. This guy, I've met him a number of times. He's a really cool guy, and he's a very clever and great musician. And his name's Anton Witter, and he sent this in and said, "Look, I heard your clarion call. I thought I'd answer it, and could you please, share this with." The show. So here it is. It's called Signal Lost. This is Anton Witter. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Anton Witter. The track's called Signal Lost. I see all the Yorkshiremen in the chat were getting very moist about the gusset. If you don't know, that all that was filmed around the Yorkshire Moors in North Yorkshire. Of course, the very famous Ribblehead Viaduct, which is part of the Settle to Carlisle Railway, which is 150 years old today, I believe. And they were offering tickets to travel the length of that line for 150 pence today. So I thought that was cool, and I wish I'd been able to get up there and do that, because it's one of the most beautiful scenic railways in the country, because it goes through that amazing landscape. If you liked that, which I'm sure a lot of people did,
very good production as well.
Yeah, and Anton, I mean, obviously the musical genes run strong in the Witter family. Obviously his brother Rick, as I said, is the lead singer of Shed 7, who are still going and still making great music. But Anton has a more of an electronic bent to his styles, and his stuff is featured. He's had reviews in Electronic Sound magazine, and he's quite a good lad. And he's a very, very nice chap as well. Always see him at most of the shows that we end up going to. That track's called Signal Lost. You can buy it for £1 on Bandcamp. Do it now, because it's Bandcamp Friday. So go and grab that now.
I'm going to buy that, you know.
Go. You can even get his all 15 of his Bandcamp releases for just £31.50, which represents a 10% saving. And of course, being Bandcamp Friday, Anton gets everything. So please do go and buy that, and give Anton your support, and let him know where you heard it as well, because I'm sure he'd like to know. So there you go. Anton Witter, everyone. Navigation is his last album, I think. Last year it was, and then he's done another one in between. But that's called Signal Lost, and is out now. Wonderful stuff. We'll play another track from somebody else a little bit later on in the show. I want to just give this a plug, because this is fantastic news. This is from our friends at Bukes. They have a new publication coming. It is the brother publication of Synth Gems one. This is called Beat Gems, and has been written by our friend and yours, Mr. Ollie Freck, who is a superb gentleman, historian, scholar, and a bit of a wise guy around drum machines. He did a brilliant seminar at Synthfest UK 2 years ago, where he picked 5 classic drum machines and kind of delved into their history and everything. This promises to be another Bukes classic. So if you head over to bukes.com and look for the Kickstarter sign-up page, you'll find this page, which gets early notification of the early bird rewards, which usually means limited edition dust jackets, maybe a signature in there as well. I don't know quite what the early bird rewards are going to be yet, but do sign up for that. I think everything's going to be announced next week. I saw Kim mention somewhere that he's looking to make a proper announcement at Superbooth. Maybe he'll have some pre-production copies, I don't know. Sometimes he has paperback copies for you to leaf through and see what's going on. But yeah, it's going to be brilliant, that book. It's going to cover all sorts of drum machines, from all the classics and the ones we love to some really rare and obscure stuff. And it's all been researched very thoroughly and written about beautifully by our friend Ollie, who will be in Berlin next week. So if you want to see him and hit him up about that, I'm sure I'll tell you all about it. But please head over. I'm not sure if the guys in the chat have got the link, so I'm just going to put it in there myself. If you go to this link that I'm about to throw in the chat, you can sign up for the early bird rewards. Failing that, just go to Kickstarter, look for Bukes, and you'll be able to be notified of when the Kickstarter goes live. So there we go. Right, okay, that's that. Let's see, what should we do next? I think, well, we mentioned in that thing with the what was it called, with the tape thing, the name's just gone completely out of my head, but we mentioned with that tapes, and this literally I saw nothing about this until it just happened to be fed to me by the YouTube algorithm. This is a thing called Tape 16. It's a modern tape machine door. and it's basically a computerized version, probably an old Tascam multi-track. You've got 16 tracks, and that's it. There's no messing around. You use it as you would a tape recorder. You've got a whole bunch of tape effects in there, plus a few other bits and bobs. So you can make it sound like it's being recorded onto like stretch tape, old tape. You know, you get the head slightly out of alignment. Has all of that stuff going on in there. You can record your MIDI synths like real synths, but what you play gets printed. That's it. Once it's printed, you can't go in and edit it. If you need to do another take, you go and do another take. So it's bringing back that whole old school recording vibe, but in a digital environment. It's not expensive at all. It is just what is it? It's about $29 for a full license. You can try it for free. There is a demo version. It looks a lot of fun. So let's go to our own vintage tape recording person. What do you reckon?
I know that was coming. I actually like it. I like it a lot. There is something about the discipline of committing. I think it's really good that you have to commit. Yeah, even 16 tracks is too much sometimes. But I like the idea that if you don't like something, you can't just. You actually have to physically punch in and over-record the thing you've already got. And if you want more tracks, you're doing what the Beatles used to do, which is recording a voice on a guitar, tracking a guitar, and so on. And you're mixing and matching, and you have to do it all in the mix. I like the idea of it. The discipline of it is really interesting, and it does make you work in a different way. And I think it's something everyone should have a go with. I think it's a really, really good thing to have. 29 quid. Can't really.
Well, it's less. It's $29, so it's probably going to be about 25 quid or something. Yeah.
No, 20 quid.
Well, yeah, it's the way it's going. I think, like you said, I think everybody, or I think at least music students who go into classes now and they're just instantly presented with Logic or Ableton or whatever, they don't have the hardware, because the hardware is expensive to run and maintain, and there's not a lot of it about. Start them off on this, and like you say, get them into the habit of having to punch in, punch out, or re-record entire things because you just messed it up. Get them into that, and they will appreciate everything that we have now so much more.
I think it's something that's been discussed a lot elsewhere as well. But the basic skills that underpin all of the things we do, which is music production, synthesis, all of those things, if you have the opportunity to learn them where you have to learn the skills, where you actually have to learn without being able to endlessly undo and redo, and I think anything where you have to actually commit and understand the process is good, even if you only do it for a few weeks or a couple of months or whatever. Learning how to do that, and then you know why you do it, and you start becoming more focused in the way you produce. And that gets you. I think it's a great thing. I think it's a really, really good thing. So yeah, I like it a lot.
Somebody had a question. Oh, it was Gare from Custom Sonics. It says, "Can you bounce tracks together?" It does say it has. Let me just bring this up on the screen. Just their real-time bounce options. So quite what they are, I don't know, but it does have some sort of bounce option in there. And Ayamikan64 says that the demo is only for the Mac version. Doesn't say that here, but that's I don't know if anybody with Windows, because I'm guessing it'll probably know that I'm on the Mac, so it's probably just gonna send me over there.
Hang on, I'll give
but
it
yeah,
a go now.
there's takes you to the GitHub page, so maybe there's something on GitHub. But yes. There you go. Kent, what do you reckon?
I spent thousands and years getting away from doing it. Right. This is like, do you know what? I'm going to pull the fuses out of the car that deals with the airbags and everything like that to get that real driving experience. And then I'm going to get consumption. And then I'm going to work down a mine as a 12-year-old. But no. What?
But you wouldn't have learned what you know about synthesizers and repairing them if you hadn't taken them apart and done the whole thing. Whereas everyone else has gone, I've sold that for a game, so I'd rather have a VST.
Oh, very, so yeah, I know. But the thing is, this is like, why learn how hard things used to be if they're not anymore? That's not progress.
I don't think it's so much, for me, it's not so much learning how hard things used to be, but one of the big things that I changed in my writing and recording process was committing to audio, because I found myself stuck in this rut of endless tweaking, synth sounds. Oh, that MIDI note could have been different. This could have been, and you're basically, you end up trying to polish something that really doesn't need to be polished. You could just move on, and I think that piece of software there alone would teach people to commit.
And I think that's
something that was lost with DAWs.
Yeah, and it's not doing it this way. Committing isn't the right way to do stuff. It's not. It's a way, but it's such a fundamental set of skills that you learn from working in this way that I think they're worth acquiring, regardless of whether or not you continue to use them. They teach you something. It's a bit like having a camera. Once you can get an automatic camera, but once you've had a camera with lenses, with f-stops, with shutter speeds, you start learning something about visuals that you don't otherwise learn, and you learn how to apply, and you think about how you're going to capture an image differently. Same thing with this. I think this is a worthy thing to have as part of your arsenal of knowledge.
The fact that it's only like £25 or whatever.
Yeah.
Buy it just for a bit of fun, But I genuinely believe that if
£25 to punch yourself in the face.
Well,
really,
yeah, I can do that.
That's less cost than the Ampex 456 used to cost for the MSR 16.
That was three figures for 2-inch tape.
I could definitely see this have a place in music education, where trying to get young people to understand, because I've always maintained that to know where you're going, you got to know where you've been, and so this is telling you where we've been, albeit in a quite a different. You haven't got to splice tape and set up reels and stuff, but it gets you into that process, that mind flow, and when you move on to the stuff that has become so much more easy, you then appreciate it more, and you can apply some of the skills you learned in the old-fashioned way to the new way as well. So.
And I've just downloaded it for Windows, so there we go.
Yeah, there is a Windows version. You just have to go to the GitHub page and get the demo from there. So there you go. That is, it is called Tape 16, and it's available from EMR Music Group. There's a good video, about 15-minute kind of tutorial video. Posted the link in the chat. Go and fill your boots. I want to do, so we've got 40 minutes left. Let's just rattle through these next two, and we've got another piece of music. This is very interesting from Tubutech or Tubutech. I'm never quite sure how to pronounce this. You can now design your own custom MIDI controller, and Tubutech will build it for you. So you can download the software that allows you to design the front panel, so you can have up to, I think it's 25 sliders, 12 rotary knobs, and a whole bunch of buttons, and then you just choose the combination where you want to put them and what you want them to affect, what CC numbers you want them to output, and all that kind of stuff. The whole application tells you how to do that, and then once you've selected everything, you've got everything right, there's an order button. And you just press the order button, and they will make it. And you can put photo quality images on the top. You can do all your own sorts of design. And just to show you some of the examples, so there's a whole bunch here. It comes in a metal case, and you've got here. This is one for the Nymphes, nice little Nymphes controller. There was a Juno one as well that I saw, a nice little Juno design one. But you just choose your own layouts. From the limited number of kind of options that you have in terms of the number of things that you can have on there, and design your own controller. And they reckon the average price is around 250 to 300 euros. They'll build this one-off controller for you.
Wow!
And I just thought that was really bloody cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a synthesizer that doesn't have much exposed on the surface and you really want to kind of get in the weeds, or you've got one of these old classic synthesizers that used to have a programmer built for it, but they're rare as rocking horse poop,
Well, the amount of controls you can have does fall short of a PG800, annoyingly.
Yes.
But you could get two.
You could get two.
And it's got 4 layers, so you can switch between
Yes,
it. It's just,
4 layers.
Just requires
That's
some
good. Yeah.
thinking. I like this. I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like the DX7. You can build your own little DX7 controller here.
Yeah.
That would be very interesting.
How did I know the FM keyboard was going to
I thought that was called a hammer.
Somebody brought it up in the chat. Somebody brought it up in the chat. I am just repeating what somebody said in the chat.
No, it's not in the chat. It's not in the chat. There's no one saying anything about it in the chat. No one. No, it's not in there. That's a pseudonym. That's Robbie under a pseudonym.
That's A to Z. We know A to Z. We can trust A to Z. Anyway, yeah, I just
It's
thought...
Jackie. It's Jackie in the living
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
When I get to that bit, Jack...
Luca, quick,
Yeah.
type.
Yeah, so... I think this is a rather clever idea. And the
So
fact
do
that
I. I
it's
just
not
wondered how they
stupidly
could make it
expensive.
viable. Because that
Dunno.
can't be cheap for...
Well, I guess you come up with a template that accommodates the core amount of, I think it's 25 sliders, 12 rotaries, and so many buttons, and therefore it's just picking and choosing where you order them, and I suppose cutting the plate. But nowadays, cutting a piece of metal with a laser isn't too difficult, is it?
I think my one question about it being that cheap. See, this sounds, I'd go and buy 2 of these in a heartbeat. At that price, what's the build quality going to be like?
I think they've done other controllers and they are very good. They
Yeah,
already
this
have.
would be quite good. They seem to be using a particular type of slider. They're probably something like 10K. So they got a chip that they can just load the SUP file on, based on the software that they send you. You are then, when you design it, sending them all the information they need to send it to the board cutter and Bosch. Then put all the pots and knobs
I remember
and
they've just
LEDs
got half a
in.
dozen Carveras in the back room.
Yeah. Well, this is literally what the Carveras are there
Exactly,
to do.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and you can churn them out pretty quick.
Very interesting.
There's Prom. He's come up with a cool one as well. He says, I'd love a controller for my XV3080. With all those 1080s, X3080s, all those would be great to have a controller for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super.
You could do one for the FS1R. Now that would be a good one. Because that's like painting the Sistine Chapel through a letterbox.
Thinking of one for my orchestral libraries.
There you go. Yeah. Again, hoping to see some of these in action next week. But yeah, Tubby Tech, custom controller.
Sounds like a company that I would start, Tubby Tech.
Tubby Tech. Did the guys put the link in the chat? I'm not sure.
Because they used to do MIDI upgrades, didn't they, for drum machines that didn't have MIDI?
Yeah.
Like TR-55.
They've done
and
some very
stuff like
clever
that.
things.
Yeah, CR-78 and all that sort of thing.
MIDI chins would be mine, wouldn't it? MIDI chins.
I mean, they've got... I wish they'd have a picture of these. They've got controllers. They already do controllers for a massive range of synthesizers. So they know what they're doing when it comes to this sort of thing. So
Yeah, they
This
do.
is such a good idea. They're going to sell so many of these. They're going to sell loads.
Another one of any controller sort of manufacturers out there. One thing that I think is missing from the market is like a decent 3-fader controller for using with, like, say, your libraries. You know, when you're doing your expression.
Yeah, expression.
With little screens above it. Jim
yeah.
Danaker spoke to me about it as well, and I thought he was bang on, that you, with a little screen that you could have above each, so that you know what each one is designed or assigned to controller number. And you can basically have different menus
I
in
used
it.
to have one.
What kind of got that? Yeah,
The doors.
resolution, but that's expensive.
Yeah, that's way overpriced, that one.
Don't say I want one of these things, and when I present it to you, you go, it's too expensive.
Yeah, because Jim did end up getting that.
Yeah.
Might have to bring Touch Digital back at this rate.
Yeah.
But at the price that's at for 3 faders and a few little screens,
How much is it? Because it's on pre-order. $259.
Oh, that's not the one that Jim's got then, because the one that Jim grabbed was... That's a good price.
It's £190.
Sorry, I'll take that back, Rob. That's a different one than I was thinking.
Pre-order price, shipping in 8 to 10 weeks. There might be some customs on stuff on that, but yeah, the Lugin, £190.
What was the name of that? The Lugin. How did you spell that there?
Luijin.
Lujin.
Oh, there we go.
Do you know who makes it? Do you remember last week we spoke about that piece of software called MIDIFX or MIDIFX by MIDIFX? It's them. It's them what make
Oh,
it.
right.
Yeah, there you go. I'll put the.
And that's a good tool, by the way.
Oh, there you go.
That's a really good tool. So okay.
Solved that one.
Have you seen what Prometheus has said about me? That's all right, mate. I'll remember that. He's a jock, so anything over a fiver, he'll have a heart attack.
Ooh, that's fighting talk.
Yeah.
You do realise copper wire was invented in Scotland? It was two fifers fighting over a penny.
Right.
That was an old Billy Connolly one.
One last piece of news topic before we kind of do the kind of super boothy, what we hoping to see thing. This is we saw this actually at last year's super booth. It is now available to buy. Sorry, I can't. He's annoying me. This, ladies and germs, is new from Erica Synth. It is the Bullfrog drums. We've already had the Bullfrog synth, which is kind of an educational synthesizer where you could swap out boards and do different things with it. This is the Bullfrog drums. It's you have 7 instruments in up to 64 banks of 7 sampled instruments. It's kind of got a 909 style interface. It's a sequencer as well, and it's just basic, simple drum machine. But these are designed more as educational instruments for people, just wanting to learn how to do this kind of thing. It costs. It ain't cheap for a very simple drum machine. It costs €600 without VAT.
Wow.
So it ain't cheap. But it sounds quite nice, and I think the concept and the idea of being optimized for learning is a good one, and one that should be applauded. Mm-hmm. You can have, as I say, 7 voices, 7 banks of samples by Richie Horton and the Erica Synth team, up to 16 banks for user samples, total of 64 meg of memory, line input for sampling, so you can sample your own sounds in there. Built-in microphone, built-in speaker, individual controls as we saw there, MIDI in, MIDI out. Looks a very nice and well-built piece of equipment. I don't know. Thoughts?
I'm worried that do you have to do all that when you're playing it?
I don't think it's a prerequisite.
Yeah. You look like you're throwing pennies at geese.
Click,
It's
click,
like
click, click, click.
when you watch DJs and they do this thing like they
Who said
touch the
throwing pennies?
when DJs touch the knobs and then let go of them like they're hot and they do this kind of what that just get in the sea.
I get that. That's a very tactile. It's all part
But
of
anyway,
the rhythm
we
thing.
digress. Bullfrog drums.
groove.
Any thoughts on this before
I
we
like the
move on?
scratching facility on it. I think that's very cool. Mm-hmm. You just have to rub it.
Pound shop 909.
Yeah, I'll get my
shop.
coat.
Well, do you know you could get that Roland one for less than that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Or dare I say the Behringer one?
It's pricey, and I don't want to go back to price again, but for what it is pricey. Yeah.
Thing is, they do a range of other things.
There's a review in the chat. It's bollocks. There you go.
There's the Bullfrog, there's the Bullfrog XL, and there's this. If you're already doing educational stuff, then this makes sense because it's part of a package and it's a part of a learning thing that should all come together. As a standalone thing, there are other things. Again, there's so many things out there occupying this space that do the same kind of thing. I mean, it's nice. It looks good. 600. probably a bit much, but it's.
I just think that there are more powerful things out there for less money, and
Yeah,
are
there
you
are.
paying for the simplification?
In fairness, a lot of this stuff is coming in on a recession that is just deepening across the planet.
Yeah.
So things are going to be more expensive than we would conceive
That's
them to
true.
be,
That's true.
I guess, in its defence. But it does seem... Yeah.
It's
Again, if it was
nice.
half
It's
that,
nice.
If it was half that, it'd be cool.
What engine-wise is it? Is it like is it
Sample
digital
based.
or analog or sample based?
Sample based, yeah, it's all sample based.
V8.
Austin A40.
Yeah.
Right, well, there you go. That's Bullfrog drums from
Straightforward.
Erica Synths. Start shipping next Wednesday. €600 plus taxes. Right, let's do another piece of user music. This one is from a guy called Kurt Wald. And the track is called Ragatronic. He already said that he doesn't really have sort of great video making skills, so he's basically recorded his door, so he's just showing you around the door as the track is playing and showing you what's going on in there. So have a listen to this, see what you think. There you go. That is Kurt Vald, who sent that in a few weeks ago. So apologies for the delay in getting that played, but I did say I would, and there you go. The track is called Ragatronic. I don't believe it's available to buy or download anywhere, unless Kurt tells me otherwise. He certainly didn't mention anything in his email. But thank you. That was definitely interesting. I liked that. There was the bit with the rhythm, kind of, it was almost like an echo that made you think that maybe I'd got two windows open, but it wasn't too distracting. I kind of liked it. Lots of comments in the chat. If you think you can do better, then please do send your stuff in. Send us a track, as long as it's not going to get us a copyright strike. Please do send it in. Send the video if you can, because I don't want to just play audio, because we'll just sat here going like this. So send the video and just do what Kurt did. Just record your door as it's playing through and show us what you're using, or just assemble some pictures in iMovie. I don't know. But send it in to rob@prosynthnetwork.com, and we'll play it, as long as we don't get told off for it. And if we do get told off, we'll come for you. Simple as that. So thank you very much. We've got about 20 minutes left. In a few days' time, a lot of us are going to be going here. I like the music on that one. That was really, I like that a lot. Superbooth is available. It's ready in the next few days. A lot of us will be flying out to Berlin, and it's going to be a huge amount of fun. I was looking at the long-range weather forecast. Apparently on Wednesday when we get there, it's going to be a bit wet. But I think Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're going to be blessed once again with good weather. I'm just hoping that rain happens a bit earlier, and so it's not bad when we get there. But anyway, Superbooth is coming. So I thought what we'd do for the last sort of 15-20 minutes is to sort of just talk about what we hope to see. Obviously, if you know things that we can't talk about, then don't talk about them. But anything interesting? You expecting something interesting from any manufacturers, or hoping for anything? I mean, I'll start off. I'm hoping that Arturia have a new hardware synth. I don't think they have, and if they have, they've kept it very, very quiet. But I'm hoping for something new hardware-wise, because there hasn't been anything since the Astrolab and the Polybrute, or variants thereof.
On that note, I'm hoping what they actually bring out is their keyboard as a controller. That's what I'm hoping.
Full touch keyboard, yeah.
The full touch keyboard just as a controller. That would be astonishing. I also hope Yamaha finally get around to bringing out the ANX engine.
Yes.
As a dedicated keyboard with just the ANX.
Roland are going to be there this year, which they haven't been for a while. And they're going to have two stands. They're going to have the main Roland stand, and then they've got the Future Design Labs. So they're going to have like experimental things maybe they're working on. So brilliant to see that Roland are back there, and I should be straight there, TR1000, trying ever so hard not to buy one, because I really, really like it. There was a video the other day on Trevor Horn's channel. He went to the Roland store in Denmark Street and started playing with the TR1000 and was really liking it, so that was quite cool to see. So yeah, interesting.
There was also previously you've seen, was it there that you saw the Icelandic Love machine,
the Love FM.
The FM. I'd love, if that's finished, I'd love to get a full demo of that, because that looked really, really interesting and cool. I love all those little weird things that small boutique manufacturers do. I think that's the best part of Superbooth.
What I can tell you is that let me just get the floor plan up here. where Arturia normally reside with their big stage with the big screen, there's going to be a special corner dedicated to Icelandic synthesizer companies, because there are more than just Genki and Love FM. So Genki are on there. Love, I believe, are on there. Also, a company called Inorganic Audio and Atomic Analog. So they've kind of got like a little Icelandic booth, which is going to be very cool. But yeah, Love FM.
Is there going to be a volcano right in the middle of it?
That would be cool. That would be cool. Didn't Nick Batt say the other day that he got invited to something that was being thrown by the Icelandic ambassador as part of this? They were going to have something at the embassy in Berlin, and he couldn't go, unfortunately. But interesting stuff. Yeah, I'm just trying to think who else. I mean,
Can we get the Icelandic ambassador to come on here?
Yeah, and bring some Ferrero Rocher. And then we could actually say,
I'm kind of hoping to see the JT16 released, because that has been the JT2 has just been announced, but
I can guarantee you won't see it at Superbooth, because Behringer do not show at Superbooth.
Okay.
Long story, but they do.
Right, okay. I wasn't aware of that. Okay.
Yeah, so it won't be there. That's not to say that Behringer might turn around on Monday and say, we're having our own thing, which they've done before, didn't they? So, it would be nice to see some of those unreleased Behringer things, but they just don't come to Superbooth.
Can we expect anything from Moog?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because Joe Richardson, the CEO of Moog, announced just the other day, it was an interview with either Future Music or Music Radar, one of those future publishing companies, that within the next 12 months we will see 3 brand new Moog synthesizers, and that they are going to go down as really big, important synths. He said, I'm so pumped about these things. We've done some amazing stuff. And that's all he said. So whether they bring any of that stuff to Superbooth, I don't know. But because he kind of put that thing about within the next 12 months. But who knows? I know that who won't be there demonstrating Moog synthesizers, and I'm gutted, is Lisa Belladonna. She's having to give it a swerve this year.
Oh.
Which kind of tells me that there isn't a new synthesizer, because if there's a new Moog,
you would assume,
it's got to be Lisa. So yeah, so I'm thinking there's not going to be anything massive like there was when we had the Polybrute 12, or when we had the Moog Messenger, which was another big successful thing.
I know one thing they won't have, which I think we're the only people that have ever had it so far, is a Kent cam. There won't be a Kent cam.
That's one thing that Synth Southwest have over.
Yeah.
In fact, Moog aren't going to be
Southwest.
there. Moog aren't there.
Wow.
Unless they are doing something under the auspices of In Music instead. No. So it looks like Moog aren't even there, which is a shame. Groove Synthesis will be there. I got an email from Bob today. Well, a lot of people probably got an email from Bob today saying that they're going to be there with all of their versions of the third wave, including the 8M, which is about, I think it was a year old. It got launched at...
it's just a birthday, James Dyson's just got one of them. He's doing some cracking videos on that. If you haven't been watching, go and check them out.
It's the Argentinian. Is it the Argentinian synth manufacturer?
Guido. Yeah, Guido's going to be there.
Guido. Yeah.
Has he got a sound? Has he got a stand?
Yes, he's got a stand. He will have the Bree 6 keyboard there, and also the prototype of his new thing, whatever that might be. So yeah, please go and say hi to Guido. We will. He's coming out for dinner with us on Thursday, so that's cool. I like that gangs of Bjork impersonators roaming around the grounds. How cool would that? Oh God, can you imagine if Björk showed up for that? Oh, I'd melt. Oh, anyway, Ken, you've not really any expectations? Anything you'd like to see, or
any cameras set up for you?
Yeah.
Why? I'll tell you something I would like to see. I'd like to see that Yamaha have got off their big butts and made a nice, affordable Cubase controller. Something like they did when they did the C2C, which was a bloody brilliant controller. And then they dropped the driver support for it. You go, chip, it's difficult, you know.
Like the controller for Nuendo that Ty can't get anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that. That would be really
Nuage, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, the Nuage.
Yeah, the Nuage.
Yeah, but the Nuage cost thousands and thousands and thousands. No, these were just little units, and you could buy them one at a time or all together.
Oh, yes.
And you could run Cubase like no problems. You know, just bish, 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 bish.
Couldn't they do a recycled version of Nuage and call it the Nuage Traveller?
Oh.
What was
I still can't find it in last night's show. I keep
it's as good as I could get for Tumbleweed.
Right. So, So Neil Loughren says RPPG there, the Wave 2.3 rack sounded awesome. So let me just clarify.
Yeah.
That's not PPG as in the company PPG. That is a guy. I think I can't remember exactly where they're located, so I'm not going to guess. But that is a very custom boutique instrument. They've built one. They've sent it to Wolfgang for his birthday. They are building more. They actually put something out on their website, a little FAQ, and I have to say, the tone in the FAQ was a little bit hoity-toity, like if you have to ask how much this is, you can't afford it kind of thing, which was a little off-putting. But I'm very excited about it. But it's not a PPG thing, so...
Well, that normally means even they think it's too expensive.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, it's hand built. It's a complete replica, one-to-one replica. So much so that if you want to repair an original PPG 2.3, you can use the components from this in that, and vice versa. You can mix and match. So yeah, I don't think. I'm pretty sure I asked them if they were going to be there, and they said no. So they're not hugely communicative, and that's, I think, just an indication of the fact that it's a very, very small operation. Yeah. Arturia are in a side room this year. They haven't got their stage. Again, that concerns me. Who else are going to be? Well, Bukes are going to be there, of course, and hopefully previewing something about Beat Gems, the new book by Ollie Freck. Just having a quick look through the list here. Dubrek are there with their stylophone stuff. That'll be interesting. And Sonicware will be there, not just as part of the distributor. Dr. Endo is going to be there. Superbooth. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've already got kind of an appointment to go and see them, and they're going to be joined by our good friend Chris Dodsworth, aka Chris Lodi. He's going to be doing stuff on their stand as well. So that's going to be a very cool thing.
Sequential are there as well, aren't they?
Sequential, Oberheim, basically all the Focusrite stuff will be there, and I don't think there's anything new. Certainly nothing that anyone's aware of. I mean, this is it. We're going to get to sort of like 2 or 3 days before the event, and some things are going to break or leak or whatever. Teenage Engineering aren't there this year, but they're going to be off
System 700 reissue.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I was just saying to James there, not in this chat, on our own Facebook chat, that I would like to see an Oberheim version of the form.
Yeah,
like the sequential form. That same little mini keyboard. That would be
obvious, wouldn't it, for them? Yeah, because they did that with the Take 5 and the what was it? It was the sequential Take 5, but it was similar to the Oberheim. Teo, that's it, the Teo 5.
The Teo 5, yeah.
So it would kind of follow that if they did a 4-voice polyphonic aftertouch Oberheim thing.
Yeah.
Fractals will be there with the Magnolia, so I don't think there's anything new there. We've already mentioned Groove Synthesis. Hacken Audio.
Will we see anything more from Rise from Seaboard?
The Rowley stuff.
Rowley, yeah.
So we'll have a look.
And do we
Korg
care?
will be there. Korg Berlin will be there, although I don't really understand what Korg Berlin will have, because they've been there every year with their electric kalimba thing. And now that's out. That's a thing. It's no longer stuff there. Let's see, Christian from Modal will be there. They've got a stand there again this year. Hopefully some more positive news from them.
That would be good.
All the usual...
Udo? Yeah, Udo.
Yeah, George will be there.
Yeah, George has always got a bungalow in the Bungalow Dorf. So, yeah, the Domino will be there. I'll play with that a little bit more than I did at Bristronica.
Seen Wagyu's comment?
Nope. Maybe Teenage Engineering. Teenage Engineering aren't there this year. They're not at Superbooth this year, but I'm hearing rumours that there might be something happening off-site. That's all I know. That's all I'm prepared to tell you. So, yeah. Just looking through, it's all the usual suspects, but missing, the likes of Moog and, Swan and Borno will be there. Supercritical will be there. Those guys are really cool, Supercritical guys. So it'll be interesting to see if they've got anything new, either it's completely new or new for the Redshift 6. I have to think about that one there. Where I'm up to the T's now, nothing really jumping out. I mean, Tubby Tech will be there, so hopefully we'll get a look at that or some of those MIDI controls.
Is it Tom Analog Solutions?
No, he doesn't do any show apart from Synthfest UK, and he will be at Synthfest UK this year. So that's he only does that one show. Yamaha are definitely there, so we can go. Oh, and of course ASM are there, and Ken Pierce will be there, and Dominic will be there, and Randy, the tech guy, will be there as well. So that'll be good to see those. But yeah, I've got a feeling. I had this feeling a few weeks back that this is going to be one of those kind of just. There's not going to be anything
groundbreaking.
Yeah, mind-blowing. Oh my God. Unless, of course, people have really, really sat on these things and done very, very well on sitting on these things.
Do you know if Brad's going?
No, he's not. No.
Okay, it's a shame.
I don't think he... obviously, he's a one-man band pretty much now. So I hope that he'll make it there one year and bring Caladan when it's all done and ready and fully loaded S2400, all those new cars and stuff. But
I see his site's up as well now, which is great.
Yeah, it's all kind of transitioned nicely, so that's good. And I think he was saying that he was getting a good number of S2400s in up for sale again soon. So unless they're already there,
I think I've seen that Melbourne Instruments are going to be there.
Melbourne, I believe, are there. Yeah, Melbourne Instruments are there. So yeah. But it's one of those. It's funny because normally by now, sort of 4 or 5 days ahead, we're starting to hear little bits of news drop in about we can't tell you what it is, but we've got something happening, or we will tell you what it is, but you can't tell everyone else. But there's just not. The Jungle Drums have been very quiet, very quiet. So I found out something today which I can't talk about, but it's really not that exciting. So it's one of those things.
Well,
yeah. But the main thing with Superbooth is the people, and it's the community, and it's everybody getting there and having fun. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing everyone and hanging out. And it's going to happen right literally from the moment we land. Peter and I go to the hotel, we dump our bags. Then we're off up to the Synthesizer Museum to see Stefan, and we're picking up Dina on the way. So the three of us will be there in the afternoon, Wednesday afternoon. So if you're in the Berlin area and want to come to the Synthesizer Museum, come and say hi there. Tickets are available on their website. They're very, very reasonably priced. And then we're off to the Orchestral Tools office, where they're having a thing with Neumann. And so we'll sort of start the evening off there. And then, of course, Thursday, it's the first day, and we'll see what happens. And then Friday, with any luck, if we're still alive, we'll try and do the show in some description from Superbooth, probably from my hotel room, like we did when I dropped in last year. But we'll try and do that just for a laugh. We might even, if we can stay on site, which I think we can, we might even try it. But the Wi-Fi is a little bit shaky on site.
Well, yeah, you'll work something out. Yeah,
we will. Anyway, so there you go. We'll within a few days we'll know what was there and what wasn't, and we can talk about it then. But
is Peter going to be with you filming as well?
We'll be doing. We're not going to do a huge amount of filming because I say this is kind of more of a just be there and enjoy the thing. But we will try and capture some cool stuff. I've already got 2 appointments, and then sort of some casual floating appointments with various people. So
if you can film anything with Dr. Uendo, that would be
that's
wonderful.
Definitely one of them. So yeah, we shall do something there, and we're gonna be rigged and ready to go. So we'll get some
good.
Stuff. Yeah, and we'll do a walkabout or something.
And of course, we'd love to see the film of Michelle and all of the ladies of Synthesis sitting at a table doing Jaeger bombs with you.
That's it. I'll get Amanda, and we'll get Michelle, and we'll get Dina, and we'll show them what Berlin Night's all about. Indeed. Anyway, gentlemen, thank you ever so much. We'll hopefully see you next week. So we should be around. Just need to make sure I mention these lovely people. Thank you to Sean, Kissing the Machine. Have a great Superbooth. Spend it unwisely. Tanith, towards the bail money. Hopefully that won't be needed. And thank you for your 20 quid, Marky, towards the beer fund for wine, or wine for Robbie. No, this all goes to keeping the channel afloat. But I'm sure we'll probably have a beer or two. Yeah, we'll have a couple of beers at the hotel. I'm going to put all that weight back on again. I'm frightened I'm going to do that, but lots of walking, so it kind of balances itself out. But thank you everyone for your donations there, much appreciated. We should be back same time, same place next week. Who knows? But if you are going to Berlin, do find us. Peter and I will be wearing branded clothing, so you'll see us a mile off. Do come and say hi. Do come and hang out, and we look forward to seeing everyone and everything in Berlin next week. Have a fantastic weekend. Go and watch all the other synthesizer shows that are out there. Some really good ones, and we'll see you soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.